Ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Are you with me? Are you with me in the stream? No? Are you with me? Oh, okay, there you are. Good. Thank you. Nadia Martinez, Maureen S. Good. Thank you. Let me continue. I guess I put some trigger words in there. Got the algorithm upset. See, Five Eyes. I was probing the system, and I mentioned the Five Eyes people. Thank you, Piper Fogle. Thank you for hanging back. Wow, now I know how to reconnect. I don't think it was a internet connection. I think the algorithm got to me. Alphabet Soup didn't like that. Yeah. Yeah, let's speak in coded terms just like they did in the old days. All right, people like Percy Bysshe Shelley were hunted by the uh, the policemen of the crown. They were going to kill him. That's why he had to go off to Italy and write Frankenstein to in coded language talk about how the scientific elite was going to take over the world. And man, was he right? Except they're not going to win, right? So let me move on then before I'm disconnected and show you. Hey, horse sense, David Underdon. Hello there, my friend. So, yeah, as I was saying, all the talks that I've been giving previously are kind of articulating with the current one. I talked about, and this goes in with Michel Foucault. If I didn't get his name out during my rant, he is the French thinker who died back in 1984. By the way, I should mention, and I'm not doing this gratuitously because it is relevant to today's discussion. He died, Foucault, Michel Foucault, Foucault. I don't expect you to look him up, but if you want to, go ahead. His work's very dense. Um, it's very French intellectual. It's very purposely so. That's part of his attraction to nerds who are into this kind of stuff. But in 1984, he died of immunosuppressive problems, and there was talk back then. We're talking about 84. This is really before the internet. There was talk, gossip that he died of so-called AIDS, and you don't die of AIDS, you die of immunosuppressive problems. And the reason I mention this is because he's one of the architects of the whole BDSM culture that we see today. He was into sexual libertinism, which means no control, no boundaries whatsoever, and he practiced his lifestyle in Sikh. I'm putting the end part in the front in case I get disconnected again. This is the really interesting part. I like to build usually, but I'll put the end in the front here. But Foucault became an intellectual hero beginning in the early 70s in France. And in France, they take their intellectuals very seriously. They're like bigger than movie stars, if you can imagine that. Um, and Foucault was in that group. I guess he was the inheritor of the crown of people like Jean-Paul Sartre, who most people have heard about, right? And they had a little bit of engagement toward the end. And Sartre had to leave. He split. He died, and someone has to take the stage. Derrida and Paul de Man, who came to America later on. Anyway, American academia and British academia embraced Foucault, Michel Foucault, and you never will read this anywhere else. You're hearing it for the first time. Most academics will have no inkling at all that most of these people, whether they be literary people or painters, definitely filmmakers or actors, we know about that, right? But also intellectuals are synthetic creations. You got that? And who synthesizes them? Well, someone mentioned the alphabet agencies. Yeah, it's the alphabet agencies that find these people and take their ideas and package them and present them. In this case, they got Foucault and they inserted him at guess where? Yeah, Yale University. Yale University, where all the good stuff comes from. And then from there, oh yeah, since Yale does it, it has to migrate all over the country. University of Illinois, Wisconsin, University of Texas, University of California, of course. And by the way, I was in grad school at the University of California, Irvine, where a bunch of Yale people came over to take over the humanities departments so they can promulgate Foucaultism, if that's the right term. Not just Foucaultism, but the whole school that he represents. And that, in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, refigured the entire, not just academic, but law, history, schools of education were infected by this virus called Michel Foucault.